And starting this moment, from this moment on, this'll be the moment, starting now, of the genesis of McJellyCutie.
Hey, everybody, this is the DarkMatch for the week of, well, whatever week it is. I can't think straight because this is a TNA night. I'm the Revolver Man.
And I am Arrow, the guy who shows up every once in a while because he has a job.
I am No Leaf Clover, and the only reason I'm on the show is because TFS promised he wouldn't mention my girlfriend anymore.
You probably shouldn't encourage
Only
him.
for a week. And with that, yes, I am Tifus, and since it is our weekly TNA episode, it is once again time for What is the Ultimate Warrior Tweeting? If the goal is to stick head up an ass, trolls should aim for the ass of reality. And what is genuine? True tough guy shit hits fan there.
Yeah, that one didn't make much sense. He kind of...
So, is he saying that trolls should sodomize their targets or something?
I think he's saying that they need to believe in what's real, but they're too busy with their heads and their asses that they...
All I know is that for a guy who likes to deny that he is gay so much, he sure does talk about ramming things up asses quite a bit.
Well, he does have, children with the last name Warrior.
Dude, his name is Warrior.
I know.
Yeah, okay. You're fucking
His
crazy.
first name's not Ultimate.
Okay, Warrior's crazy, and there's nothing wrong with it, but you are gay. Just deal with
But
it,
there's something wrong with being crazy, Warrior. You gotta remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is something wrong with being crazy.
Yeah, nothing wrong with gay, just crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of crazy, it's TNA time!
For the week of July 27.
Yay.
28. One of the two, fuck it.
The final week of July. This is their go home to August.
Man, I'm telling you, I could not watch enough My Little Ponies episodes to get this out of my head last night.
And you think the Warrior's gay.
Don't you be fucking hating on my ponies, boy. You and I are gonna have words after the show.
We had words before the show. But anyway, we start with the only Olympic gold medalist in pro wrestling history making his way to the ring, and he wants Hogan, brother!
Yeah, Revolver Man.
Wait, what? I didn't think Kurt Angle was calling for Hogan or something, Tifus?
Yes.
So anyway, he calls for Hulkamania to make his way out, and Hogan actually comes out. And they talk about some stuff that happened off screen, and for a while, everyone's wondering what the hell happened, but it turns out that Angle is having his phone blown up by Hogan, not literally. It's just it's what the kids on the street call calling him a lot, because he wants Kurt Angle to be an immortal, even though he has 3 neck surgeries and is still willing to kill himself.
Aren't you one of the kids on the street?
No, I'm actually doing pretty well for myself, I suppose. I'm one of the few people on this show that has a job.
That hurts, man.
Yeah.
You see why we don't use you, Arrow?
Successful?
Yes, because we envy your success, you pompous douchebag.
Oh.
How's
Anyway,
boxes at Feedlot's doing for you?
It should be noted, though, that Hulk Hogan has a blue do-rag on.
A baby blue do-rag.
So that means he's going to get released soon, according to Honky Tonk Man.
Okay.
Honky Tonk Man.
Nobody else knows about the baby blues?
No.
Oh.
I'm sure Christopher Says knows. He's cool like that.
Shut up, Arrow.
Anyways, Angle doesn't want anything to do with Immortal because they're just full of ass kickers, and it's got the 2 biggest scumbags in wrestling leading it, so, you know what, screw you, I don't want it, basically.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The gist of this promo isn't even to talk about Kurt Angle being an immortal. The gist in this promo is to plant the seed that fucking Hulk Hogan's going to return to the ring.
It also has short-term implications too of Angle trying to use Immortal to soften up Sting for him to win the title.
It also
go ahead.
Okay.
No.
It also plants the seeds that Hulk Hogan held every territory in the U.S. on his back in 1984.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the territories that WWF was trying to put out of business, he carried on his back, all the way to the unemployment line.
Yeah. I mean, what
ahead.
else? Another problem with this is that they took forever to say all of this.
Oh God, yeah.
Dragged out and dragged out. It's the classic case of taking 20 minutes to say what could have been said in 3. And Vince Russo clearly has a lot of ideas going on, but he has no way to get them out.
At least when Triple H took half an hour to deliver a promo when it was his big era of being known for that, he would keep the audience engaged.
Exactly. There's a way to do it.
It was still annoying, but that was part of why you hated him. It was part of his character.
He was doing everything right. This promo saw one heel that's trying to be converted Two-Face in Hogan, and then Kurt Angle, the deadbeat dad kind of.
Well, no, he's not. I don't know.
Right. I don't know what the hell he's doing now. What is he, like, just washed-up athlete that still is, like, the best athlete in the company?
Hey, guys, let's give credit where credit is due. He's only not a deadbeat dad in kayfabe.
Oh, sorry, Daddy Jeff took over his role. But,
Back when Mommy Joe was still around, apparently.
You got these two guys in the ring. The crowd is just totally unengaged. And this is the Impact Zone crowd, and there are people who actually follow the storyline in there.
I mean, they're the people that are paid to follow the storyline because they're plants in the audience.
I would love to see the percentage of plants versus actual fans. I would love to see that.
Okay, what's the percentage of hot chicks versus everyone else in the audience?
We'll have to count that at the next Impact.
Oh, boy.
Okay, you count everyone in the audience, and I'll just stare at the hot chicks.
Well, what if there's one?
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst setup for an Angle, short-term and long-term, but the problem is, it's fucking Hogan setting up for another match.
Against Sting.
With back surgery.
And a brace.
Where he's going to win the title.
He's not going to win the title.
I don't know if it's going to be even for the title.
Oh, I know exactly what's going to happen. Hogan's going to come out dressed as Batman. Or Harvey Dent.
They're going to rip off Max the Batman kid.
No, the problem with that is they don't have a suit that another wrestler used that looks like the Batman costume. More on that when we see Sting.
Oh, good.
Also, wait, is NBC Universal, are they associated with, or who made the Dark Knight? Because I'm thinking maybe they could actually do something
That's Warner Brothers.
Oh,
Warner Brothers owns everything DC as far as film.
Right, yeah. Yeah, should have thought about that.
And Disney owns Marvel.
Well, it's not like they've screwed that up yet, but anyway, moving on, back to terrible wrestling, because we don't need to talk about our nerdgasms about comics right now.
Right.
Unless, of course, we're talking about Joker Sting.
Which we'll get to.
Exactly.
Anyways, so yeah, as it was said, kind of like what we just did now, they took a long time to say one thing. Basically, Angle says he's the best, and Hogan's saying that he doesn't know what Hogan's been through because Hogan has put himself through so much bullshit and all this.
Oh, they only work for the same company for about, a decade now, cumulatively?
Yeah, really.
Network, brother. They're trying to bring us down.
So yeah, after that, guess who comes out?
CM Punk?
Speaking of CM Punk, we'll get to that later.
Boogeyman.
Punk. Or should we talk about that now?
Scotty Goldman. Okay. Scotty Goldman.
Woo!
Tyler Rex.
Who? The
To the
dreadlock
shock
definitely.
of everybody, nobody comes out because we cut to Eric Bischoff.
I'd say it's not fair if it's a trick question, but everything's a trick question with TNA.
Exactly. He is given an envelope by the network. Just what's the what's network angle? I mean, does this really says that TNA is so bad at negotiating their TV contracts that they signed over their power to the fucking TV networks? I mean, did Fox Sportsnet get to call the shots when they were still doing the Nashville circuit? Good lord.
I'll be back in a minute. Just thinking about this makes me have to shit. Jesus. TNA motherfuckers. Damn. Fucking weak colon.
So after we come back from commercial after that marathon, we're seeing it's back to the Bound for Glory series, that wonderful series, and we're seeing the footage from RVD and Scott Steiner because, that was their match of the night last week. RVD versus Scott Steiner. And that is our transition to the first match of the night. The Bound for Glory series match between Rob Van Dam at 21 points versus Gunner at 28 points.
Fuck you, Gunner. Fuck you when you never taken a bump in the ring. Fuck you. Fuck you up your fucking ass.
Would you be happier if it was Murphy in his place?
Yes. Yes, I would take Gunner's pal over Gunner any fucking day. I fucking hate Gunner.
All right, so we have one.
Gunner can sit and spin.
We have one for Gunner's pal.
At any rate, moving right along.
So yes, oh jeez, wait, fuck. Anyways, Gunner runs at RVD, hits him into the corner, and punch and chokes him because that's really all Gunner knows how to do. Gunner is just basically pounding him into the corner, and Van Dam returns with forearms, and he goes for a roll-up for a near fall, which, that's really going to work. This match was just so underwhelming. Remember when RVD
really?
was...
TNA match? Underwhelming? You don't say.
Remember when RVD was fun to watch? I mean...
Barely. I mean, it's just another systematic thing where he's just another guy who doesn't care. It's just, that's going to be a major problem in the coming years with TNA. It's just that they have a lot of guys who just don't give a shit anymore.
I don't blame them. So anyways, after a few minutes of mediocrity, Gunner is setting up Van Dam for the F5. Yes, Brock Lesnar's the old move. Because when I think of power and domination like Brock Lesnar, I think of Gunner.
Man, I just got back from the toilet and already I feel like having to take another shit.
I mean... Isn't Gunner still leading? No, well, Gunner's not still leading, is he?
No, somebody worse is leading.
Oh, he was never leading anything.
He was tied for the lead.
I was talking about that series match. I thought you were talking about Immortal.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the Bound for Glory series, no.
Yeah.
No, Gunner, he went from TNA's security to Immortal security to basically third in command of Immortal after Bully Ray. But that's a discussion for later tonight. Anyways, the F5 gets countered into a corkscrew dropkick, and Van Dam, I will give him this. He hit the 5-star from across the ring and was able to score the pinfall with that, giving RVD 28 points, which now ties him with Gunner, which is both of them are now 3 points behind Crimson, who is in first place. Yes, Crimson, freaking Red's little brother, who was brought in once for Jarrett's MMA challenge, if you remember that, vanished for 3 months, came back when they were supposed to bring back the Main Event Mafia, which they didn't do because they forgot to sign people. and is now their top. I don't even know what the fuck he is. Is he a face? Is he heel? I don't know.
Face.
Wait, Gunner's a face?
No, Crimson.
Oh, yeah. Crimson's a face, but he doesn't do anything. That's the thing that gets me. Like, none of these guys are fucking doing anything. They're just there.
Yeah, he doesn't doing anything. He's never given an angle besides the aborted main event one. He doesn't cut promos. He isn't feuding with anybody. Yet he is on top of the Challenge series.
I mean, he did have that one feud with fucking Joe, but God knows facing Joe isn't really worth it anymore.
So, as we, for a split second, I might add, great editing, TNA, we see Sting in a red suit you might find familiar. Take it away, Tiefus.
Fucking A. You remember Abyss's dad? You know, the one from that storyline where they ripped off from Kane and Undertaker?
Father James Mitchell.
Yeah,
Yes.
that guy. Yeah. Apparently, they kept one of his suits in a box out back when they had him leave the company. Because Sting found it, and he put it on.
Is it? I wasn't really paying enough attention. Was it really, like, comically oversized? Like, you can fucking tell?
I think they tightened it up a bit, but that was Father James Mitchell's fucking outfit, without question.
Yeah, it was very much a direct. It was almost exact. I mean,
what about Jim Cornette's red suit?
They probably tailored it for Sting, which probably cost them like $80,000, knowing how TNA fucking operates.
I mean, how many guys do you know walk around in a bright red suit with a little black scarf thing through the shirt?
The devil?
Like I said, James Mitchell.
Yeah.
Anyways, after we get back, Eric Bischoff is pissed because the letter from the network says that with the success of Destination X, with its 8,000 buys...
Remember, they were...
Wait, no. Wait, was it? No, yeah, you're right. It was 8,000.
But it was 8,000.
Hey, you know what? I will give TNA this. I thought their pay-per-views did triple digits. To hear they got 4-digit pay-per-views shocks me.
Really? You thought
Really?
triple digits?
I legitimately thought it would only be in the triple digits. Even though
Glory is 24,000.
What was that?
I think Bound for Glory averages at like 24,000.
Bound for Glory gets 5 digits? Oh, I have to...
Yeah, they're usually in the 5-digit range. They're
We're
usually...
going to have to look at that.
Yeah, they're usually very low.
Even though Destination X was a good pay-per-view. Anyways, the network wants them to rebuild and brand the X Division and sign more X Division talent. Bischoff gets a hissy fit out of this for not destroying the X Division by holding the title.
By beating one person.
A very tiny man. A very crazy man who believes in reptilian moon men.
You didn't beat one guy. You failed in destroying the entire division.
It's really quite bipolar how TNA, well, I guess in this case Vince Russo, considers what the power of the belts are, because when Immortal they haven't had the World Heavyweight title for how long now? But what was their key to keeping TNA doesn't seem to matter. But when Abyss held the X Division title, that was enough to kill the X Division, even though it didn't kill the X Division.
Naturally. I don't see any flaws in that.
There's just no rhyme or reason to anything they're doing as far as the titles go. And we'll see that later tonight.
Well,
and that'll also show us why this pay-per-view only did 8,000 buys, and the one before it only did marginally better.
Something like 500 more. Anyways, Hogan enters and says he's basically, Angle is dead, brother, and that he's first on his Hitman agenda. He doesn't care about... Oh, he doesn't care about the wrestling or the show. Wrestling matters unless it's Hulk Hogan.
Wrestling matters-ish.
Well, actually, Hogan, didn't he never cut one of those Wrestling Matters promos, did he?
No.
No, well, if you're going strictly by storyline purposes, the whole Impact Wrestling thing was the network / Mick Foley's idea, so he wouldn't have been on board with it.
And after Mick Foley got fired, they never changed it back. Because, continuity in the storylines, people. Continuity.
Yeah, they came out and said, oh, this was all our idea.
Anyways, he wants somebody to go out and beat up Angle, or, as he puts it, cut his throat. Thanks.
Dun.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Anyways,
they just released a new Wrestling Matters video featuring RVD.
Oh, wait. I was hoping they had another one with Steiner.
Yeah.
Anyways, after that, Bully Ray volunteers Anderson to do it. And then Bully Ray and Anderson argue for way too long, and then Ray says that if Anderson is afraid, Karen can take care of Kurt.
Remember, Bully Ray is in the main event picture.
Yes, this is his 4th main event angle he's been in the past 3 months.
I guess beating Devon really does skyrocket you to the
It's
top.
Devon,
I guess this is what the Pope is hoping for.
Devon beat him in that feud.
I think Bully Ray beat him every single time.
No,
And he beat up his children.
No, he beat Devon beat him.
Yeah, Devon beat him in the
And then Tommy Dreamer turned on him, but there was never a follow-up match.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because Dreamer quit.
Fired.
He quit. His contract was up.
Oh, he quit.
Uh-huh.
Even
Just like
Tommy Dreamer, with him crying in the middle of the TNA ring, knows when to get the fuck out. Pope, Joe.
Because Dreamer's never been a heel.
Yeah, TNA has this really bad habit of putting people in a fucking terrible plot twist or character change right as their fucking contract comes up. And they wonder why no one wants to re-sign their contract until they're forced to with no other options.
Right, they think they did it once, great with the NWO angle with Hogan, something out of nowhere, so now they just have to swerve everyone. Oh, this guy's turning heel now. And you're going to have a show with a bunch of bad guys and no shining light. And they're trying to build Crimson to be their Goldberg, and he's even more green than Goldberg, believe it or not.
Well, at least Goldberg.
No, he's not as
Goldberg. I will give this to Goldberg. He can he had a personality without having to talk. Crimson ain't doing that.
Oh, they're coming.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Crimson has.
Oh, go ahead.
Crimson has about as much personality as my big toe.
It's like if they took Nathan Jones at the end of his WWE run and put him as a main eventer.
And put a lot of stupid tattoos on him.
Yeah.
And then had him rip off Triple H's Iron Cross and his Dixie-tron.
Yeah,
Dixie-tron, yes.
Anyways, so Anderson says he's not afraid of anybody, and he shakes Hogan's hand, which I guess seals the deal for the match. Anyways, Eric says that there's another part to this letter, and he's going to read it, but then Sting cuts in, and he has the cage with the black sheet on it, and he's got that stupid suit on.
Ooh, black sheet.
So yeah, Sting is basically dancing around like some insane retard.
There's like 7 people in there that want to beat the shit out of him, and no one touches him.
And Scott Steiner says, he's wearing makeup!
Scott Steiner, always with the apt observations.
Just like when he was the ring announcer. How am I supposed to know these girls' names? I haven't slept with any of them.
Oh, Scott, always a bright spot. But yes, he is surrounded by people who want him dead, and all they can do is stare at him like they're idiots.
You're insane! Thank you, Karen, for that wonderful observation. Seriously, she must have yelled that like 7 times in the course of 5 minutes.
Yes, so we get to hear Karen's lovely voice again and again.
So once again, they take another 15 minutes to cover about 3 minutes worth of information.
Well, they needed the time to fill without wrestling.
Yeah, we can't have wrestling.
Well, wrestling matters so much they have to space it out so it stays special.
Don't... Damn it, Tifus, now you gave Russo his fucking excuse.
He already had it.
Jesus Christ, dude, there's like periods of like 45 seconds to a minute and a half of nothing but people screaming over each other incoherently throughout this segment. It's like one person says...
Yeah, it's like watching an episode of our show.
One person says one coherent sentence.
Oh, man.
Starts yelling.
Tifus is going to be mad at me for that one.
Yeah, I think he's going to take back his promise about the girlfriend.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to go drop another deuce because, you know what, fuck you guys. I got better things.
Whoa.
Did you eat something?
I did eat something. Don't
What did you
eat too much fried fruit, okay? That's all I got to say.
Dried fruit? Oh, they said fried fruit.
Yeah, chunks of apple.
Deep fried banana.
I didn't know existed.
Anyway, so Sting says that everyone is wondering why he hears, and then he mentions that his suit doesn't match. And that's it.
Whoa!
Then Sting says he's always had a great relationship with the network. Which is kind of true, considering he was the first person to ever talk about the network.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and he was also the first network champion, and etc.
Then Sting drops this bombshell that he is the new network executive. Vice President Sting in charge of TNA.
Impact Wrestling.
Impact Wrestling. Well, it's still TNA on their official documents, so fuck it.
Right, yeah. I guess.
Sting says that he's in charge, even though Immortal doesn't want it. That he says he's heard about that match with Ken Anderson, and that he's going to put it in he's going to have a cage lumberjack match.
Just so nobody interferes, because the steel cage wasn't good enough.
Basically admitting that the steel cage is effectively worthless.
Well, especially if you see the Lethal Lockdown pay-per-view and the door just flies open. They don't even bother to lock it.
Speaking of doors flying open, we'll get to that when we get to the match. So yes, we're going to have Anderson versus Angle is now a steel cage lumberjack match.
Why doesn't it just be a reverse battle royal?
Why don't they just make it a fucking King of the Mountain match?
Because
I miss those.
awesome.
Yeah.
Because then Daddy Jeff would lose his title.
If there was at least the King of the Mountain match hasn't been seen in a few years, unlike every other fucking match in TNA.
For good reason.
It's not TNA's fault that most of the match types that they've come up with themselves absolutely suck balls.
Viagra on a pole match. Oh wait, that wasn't TNA.
No, it was beta TNA. WCW
TNA 1.0.
Exactly.
Jeez, now it's Matt Hardy. Oh wait, yeah, when is Matt Hardy getting back on TV? Isn't his suspension up? I never thought 30 days would be this long. I never thought I'd want to see Matt Hardy on TV. I don't. But I just think it's weird not having him in Immortal.
You don't, dude.
When did Scott Steiner join Immortal anyway? Like 2 weeks ago? Like, he just showed up there. There was, like, no build-up to it. It's just like, oh, Scott, you're just kind of floating, aren't you? Join Immortal.
Any build-up to it?
Oh, see, why not?
At any rate,
Hogan is telling Bischoff to call the network to find out what the hell is going on. And unlike almost everything else in TNA, this will actually go somewhere.
lies.
Yeah, you're kidding me.
Anyway, so we cut back to the ring. Shelly and Kendrick are in the ring. Kendrick is dressed in pants. That's it. He's just got a pair of pants on. No shoes, no shirt, no socks, just pants.
But Brainiac would want a pair of those. If anyone gets that obscure joke.
He gets the stick.
The
And
stick?
who? The microphone.
The mic check?
Come on, guys, learn your 1980s wrestling terminology.
Well, that's been obscured by, like, I don't know, toilet humor from the 90s.
Anyway, so Brian basically, what he's trying to say is that Austin Aries is ruining the X Division because of his ego, but he says something completely different than what he's trying to.
You mean Brian Kendrick? See, this is... Remember when Brian Kendrick was the Brian Kendrick in WWE, and we were sort of impressed by the fact that he could actually talk and have a personality?
And as we found out, that entire success was because of Ezekiel Jackson being his bodyguard.
No, it wasn't even that. It's just like these guys like Kendrick and Anderson, they come to TNA, and at first you're kind of excited because you like them in WWE, and then you realize how much the WWE fucking protects most of them.
Yeah, like, for all their bitching, it is really incredible how much WWE can turn nothing into something good.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I think WWE's problem with booking is just they book like very neutrally, where nobody gets over, but they kind of all stay at the same level, unless you're John Cena.
They're extremely safe.
Yeah, exactly.
They always.
The problem with TNA is that they don't know when to.
Exactly. What was it? One week we had Gunner beating the World Heavyweight Champion, and
twice he beat two heavyweight champions.
That's right.
In 2 weeks.
Exactly. And where is his title shot?
My thing is that TNA doesn't know when you can just let a guy be on his own, and when you have to work with a guy. That's my thing. You can't let Brian Kendrick come up with his own gimmick, because then he starts talking about the fucking reptilian moonmen. No one gives a shit about what the fuck no one knows what it is. It's not funny. It's not interesting.
My guess is that David Icke watches this show in the UK, which gets more ratings than Raw.
Well, that's because it's on a free TV show.
Yes, we know. There's very good reasons why. But that's my reasoning why they let him talk, is because TNA wants David Icke watching their program.
Well, maybe they can get like a born-again Christian following, like with Ring of Glory starting up again or something, with Vince Russo booking that too. And then they can have an invasion angle with Ring of Glory, and then they just be like, now this time we're not going to screw up the invasion. We're going to do it the Russo way.
You will.
Oh, are you back from the bathroom now?
Yes, I am.
God.
I found a piece of pizza.
Apparently, we need to invest our profits in adult diapers.
Depends.
I'm not having that kind of a problem.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so,
And I'm just playing beat the clock over here, Jesus.
Talking, and then he says that
Operation.
Lokai, Daniel, Styles, Joe, him, Kendrick, they all work to bring the X Division up, and over time built respect for themselves. Shelley says that Aries has earned that contract, but he doesn't want to work with the X Division. Aries is using breaking backs, gouging eyes, and he says he wants Aries to pay by the rules, or he can go, and then Shelley calls him a douchebag.
Was that beeped?
I do not believe it was.
Oh, okay, so that's
It wasn't, it should have been. That's some dirty, dirty language.
Well, if you're WWE.
And then, I actually like this line coming up with Aries. He says that he appreciates how Kendrick dressed for him.
Oh, God.
Proof that Aries is already pretty much better than the Brian Kendrick is right now, at least. That he can actually be funny when he's trying to be funny, than rather when he's trying to be serious.
Is Brian Kendrick trying to be funny?
I think he's just in and out of like 3 modes.
No, Brian Kendrick was definitely serious during that fucking alien reptile promo.
Well, definitely. The thing is, I think he's like has a legit like 3 faces of Foley thing going on with him. Like he's got like the part of him that's what's supposed to be his character, his real actual beliefs that seep into his on-screen promos because he knows that they won't edit them out. And then he's got like goofy Kendrick where he'll just do whatever, where he just has a bunch of stoner moments.
Stoner moments, that's a good way to describe the X Division right now.
Well, I mean, they lost the Bucks. and the Hardys.
No.
Both of them.
I still contend that the only reason why Kendrick is X Division champion rather than anybody else is because 60% of TNA's profits are coming from his popcorn machine he won on The Price is Right.
I thought he lost. Yes, they finally have concession stands. Thank you, Frank.
Brian Kendrick.
They cannot provide drinks, so whatever they get, they jack up the price, and that's where most of the revenue is coming from. They're paying like $10 for 20 ounces of water.
He sent that out to TNA's. That's how he's able to afford to fly to the shows.
Exactly. That's how they could go to Triple Mania. That's how Daddy Jeff won the title. Which they're not even showing off. They're not even showing off that Jeff Jarrett has the. What is it? It's AAA, right?
It's AAA's World Heavyweight title.
I could see it now. Jeff's at Customs, like, calling back at the TNA office, like, yeah, they'll let me take the machine through, but they're trying to say that the popcorn kernels are contraband.
You're going to have to use Mexican corn, Jeff.
Blue corn work for that? I don't know. I'm from Nashville. I heard it's a big deal out here.
He gets the Indian corn.
Oh, Lord.
It's the multicolored kernels.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go to the reservation and pick up some more corn.
Good.
And just so it's clear, we're not trying to be, like, making fun of the minorities or making fun of Jeff.
No. Okay, no, this is a serious thing. I work at a grocery store, and one of the Jolly Green Giant products we stock is called Mexicorn.
Yeah, it's got, like, Mexican spices in it.
No, it's just, it's got, like, just some random peppers, and it's corn. I didn't think you could get away with selling a product called Mexicorn.
Oh, yeah. Hey, if WWE could get away with Mexicools...
I don't think they got away with that.
Yeah, that's why it was so long-lived.
Well, I thought that was because Juventud, they all got caught with drugs, didn't they? All of them.
Well, it was bound to fail.
Yeah, that thing was actually a relatively long-lived gimmick for being so flagrantly racist.
We're getting off topic, but it was long-lived, technically-ish.
Yeah.
It lived a lot longer with just super crazy and psychosis.
And the thing is, the whole idea behind it was that they were pretty much mocking people's stereotypes of Mexicans.
They still came to the ring on tractor fucking mowers.
Yeah, that was the point. They were mocking people's stereotypes.
No, I don't think, dude. Like I said, we're getting off topic. But I'm just going to say this real quick. I don't think WWE is smart enough to be like, we were just doing a parody. No, it was kind of racist.
Well, no, it's obvious that Vince is pretty much racist.
Yeah. I don't think...
But at any rate, getting back to this.
Yes, let's go back. Aries then comments that they might enjoy playing with themselves, but that really isn't any fun for him. He played by their rules when he beat the two guys at Destination X to get the contract.
No, it was he beat the two guys to qualify for that match, and then he beat the three other guys in the Destination X. But point.
Now that he has the contract, he's going to play by his own rules.
Loose cannon.
Once again, I see what they're trying to do, but why do we care? Why is Kendrick ranting about Moon Men and...
On paper, this is not a bad angle. The problem is...
No, and that can be said for most of what they do tonight. It's all in the execution tonight.
Yeah, you got Kendrick acting... Well, the thing is, Shelley and Aries aren't really doing that bad. It's just fucking Kendrick's moon speak.
I think the thing is that the Eric Young attitude has been seeping over to other talents within the promotion.
Oh, that's apparent.
Where they're just like, Eric's just telling people, they're going to give you stuff to write, or they're going to give you your written lines, but it doesn't matter. What are they going to do? They don't have enough time to reshoot everything. They're going to have to Eric.
Fire you. Even if you, guess what, you get fired, you can go somewhere else and make more money.
Oh, yeah, also, no, they're not going to fire you. Look at Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, you pretty much have to punch a baby in the audience to get fired down there.
Yeah. Now, who was the last person actually fired from TNA?
Terry Taylor?
That's a trivia question for you.
Terry Taylor, yes, that's right.
Everyone else left on their own accord. Or actually, was Foley technically fired?
No,
Jay
he left
Lethal
on his
was-
own.
Yeah,
Jay
he left
Lethal?
on his own.
He did? Okay, I wasn't sure about him.
I don't count it as being fired if they want to leave when they get fired.
Right.
Or getting fired. So that's why I don't really count Matt Hardy as being fired from WWE.
Well, Matt Hardy. Oh, you mean Jeff?
What were you talking about?
Yeah. Well,
So yes, Kendrick.
people getting fired.
Kendrick then. Aries talks about how he's had the career of 5-star matches, but he wants the 5-star bank account.
It's wrong
So
promotion.
he went to TNA.
Why are we still talking about this?
Let's move on.
Pretty sure Colt Cabana's doing better for himself than Austin Aries will ever will.
All right.
Generation Me's doing better.
Nah, they're the Young Bucks again. I'm pretty sure Generation Me was a copyright of TNA.
It doesn't
Bro,
matter.
who gives a shit if this comes
Just
out?
saying. Just saying.
Well, I'm
Those
sorry.
guys.
We've been on this for about 30 minutes now. Abyss
But it's
comes
still-
out.
Okay. Moving
Abyss
on.
comes out, and he wonders if Kendrick has forgotten about him. He says that he's not going to let Kendrick make it to Hardcore Justice. That as much as the network runs things, Hogan and Bischoff still call the shots here. He's got his rematch from them, and it's going to be tonight. And he's going to kill him like he should have at Destination X. He's going to put them all away in the X division once and for all. Suddenly,
Because beating one man kills an entire division.
It does.
putting that to the side, Sting shows up on the Dixietron and apologizes for raining on everybody's parades. He says that he has more strokes than Hogan and Bischoff combined. More on this later.
Always shooting, brother.
Abyss will be getting his rematch, but with a few tweaks. It's going to be an Ultimate X match.
This is a funny
If
match.
you need those on free TV,
With Hogan.
What? What? What's going on? Did I miss
The
something?
week
X match
after,
free TV.
the week after Destination X, they put a Ultimate X match
Incentive
on.
is there to ever watch a TNA? What incentive is there to ever watch a TNA pay-per-view?
They
Well,
wonder
there's none
why they
because
only get
Vince
8,000
Russo's-
eyes.
Well, no, the thing is, Vince Russo's booking strategy and TNA's booking strategy is backwards because they lose money on pay-per-views. They just do them out of necessity to try and stay relevant. They book for TV because that's where they get all their money. Regardless of whatever else is airing on Spike TV, their highest-rated show every week, unfortunately, is Impact Wrestling because
Because it's the only
not
show
enough
that's
people
on
watch anything
every
else.
week.
I really think that's more of a comment on how
Bad Spike
popular
TV
wrestling
is.
will always be, because there's always going to be a lot of people who just want to see wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, look at SmackDown on Sci-Fi, or Sci-Fi, or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's the one
Hello?
non-sci-fi show on the Sci-Fi channel, and it's got the highest ratings.
Yeah.
That's because wrestling fans will follow the wrestling programming. If you want to...
Which probably
And
Which
if they
explains why
want to
wrestling-
make money off their damn pay-per-views, they need to build towards making their pay-per-views worth buying. You can't just say, oh, here's a pay-per-view, oh, no one's buying it, let's just fucking, not even give a shit. No. If you're gonna have it, you need to fucking try. Put forth an effort in making the pay-per-view special.
Try? Effort?
Yes.
Surely you just, sir.
How dare you use the F word in TNA's presence?
The F word?
You're implying you're pretty much
Effort.
implying that they changed their core philosophy.
Oh, yeah, okay, I forget. This is the same company whose CEO would rather lose money by keeping the same incompetent jackasses that everyone and their mother is saying is ruining their product and costing them money, instead of hiring people that will fucking turn the shit around and turn a profit.
Well, when your
Yeah.
daddy's rich and owns Panda Energy or whatever the hell it's called, you can pretty much do whatever.
I
I
think
am
Dixie
so-
Carter is a dumb sorority chick that is resigned to the fact that she sucks at business, and the only reason she's working on TNA is to keep her away from the money-making company.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I am a firm believer that Bob Carter bought her TNA to make sure she will never take over Panda Energy.
If you
Yeah, you know,
remember
that's
back-
probably the truth.
They have this company to ruin.
if you remember back
Yes.
to lockdown, the week after lockdown, they had a cage set up around the ring for half the fucking show.
It's like they do it to piss us off and us specifically. Because we're the only one. Because only wrestling fans would fucking notice. Only smarks would fucking notice.
No, I swear to God, everyone else notices. That's why they don't bother buying the damn pay-per-views. I swear to God, people that actually pay for those pay-per-views are people that are doing so out of spite of WWE, which really doesn't hurt WWE at all. Because it's not like it's going head-to-head with any of WWE shows.
Because I know a couple people who do it just to stream it online.
And then there's that. So it's basically dumbass, spiteful individuals that don't realize they're not really doing anything to hurt anyone else. And people that are doing it just to make it available for everyone else to not have to pay for it.
So, yeah, that's TNA's business plan, ladies and gentlemen.
And who in turn turn a profit on ad revenue on the sites they stream it on.
Oh, funny how
the
business...
people who are illegally streaming your show are making more fucking money than you.
Yeah.
You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong, goddammit.
Doing it very wrong. Anyways, we go to commercial after Sting's magical matchmaking. Hey, that's an alliteration. And
Yeah,
Matt
he's half the matchmaker.
Yeah, don't ever do alliteration again, Revolver Man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anyways, Matt Morgan mentions, sorry about that he tore his right pectoral and will have to drop out of the tournament.
Interesting because the day before this episode aired, he went on Twitter to answer people's asking about him tearing his muscle. He goes, "Oh, that's news to me."
Well, because kayfabe, brother.
Yeah, okay, Morgan, when there's...
He made that promo
line of your show that was taped 3 weeks ago.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say. Go ahead.
What are you talking about?
Trying to act like it's just a wrestling rumor, because we know what you're putting on the show. We know the difference between a wrestling rumor, you confirming an injury, and then you just having a kayfabe injury for the purpose of the show. So don't play dumb with us. We know it's on the fucking show.
Who's following Matt Morgan on Twitter, honestly?
But it warranted a mention.
Sorry to hear that.
It garnered enough attention to warrant mention on a dirt sheet, so.
Yes. Anyways, so he talks about how he's wrestled for 9 years without an injury, and suddenly he's got one at the Bound for Glory series. Now, I don't know if that's
no
true
injury
or not.
for 9 years. What about his stutter?
He took lessons from Bubba Ray Dudley.
Get it out, son.
And that he talks about you don't have to play politics or have the right friends. Because for Morgan, the whole world ended when he heard that he was injured. From his doctor. Because the world title is not just a title; it's his livelihood. It's his oxygen tank. He doesn't want a world title. He needs it.
Well, no, you guys see, that's what happens when you are the DNA of TNA. When you're the DNA of TNA and you go out, you just die because you don't have the things that you need to keep you alive.
His RNA is self-destructing.
Right.
Well, that's not very
glad we're following the Rousseauian logic.
So, next time we see Matt Morgan in a couple of weeks, he's going to literally just be a pile of cancer cells.
He's actually going to be in a full body cast. I thought you said it was a muscle tear. No, that's some... No.
If you mix him with the NWA title, he evolves into Harley Race.
What is this like? This is like Pokemon now?
Sure.
What happens... Okay, that's the...
Matt Morgan is evolving!
No, Matt Morgan would never evolve into anything.
I was going to say anything successful.
Matt Morgan is the fucking Magikarp of fucking TNA.
No, that's not true, because Magikarp
Pokemon references.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, if we're going to start referencing...
Let's take it back.
I'm going to start referencing...
Taz and Tenay talk about how shocking it is to hear that Matt Morgan is having to pull out of the tournament because people apparently care about Matt Morgan.
Well, wasn't he part of the five-way tie for second? Anything could have happened.
He was for a little bit. I think when he... I don't know how whatever. Anyway,
Well, are you playing fantasy TNA online? Which is actually really funny because fantasy, if it's a tape show, wouldn't you just change all of your draft picks?
Yes.
well, ignoring the fact that with TNA you can basically pick who's always going to win.
Crimson,
Sting, Angle, Bully Ray. I mean, is there anybody, if you can't get those people, you might as well not play Fantasy TNA.
No, if you're going to do a fantasy show for a tape show like they're doing it on their schedule, you have to have your picks a month out. How the fuck do you know? I mean,
maybe if they just did, instead of doing so many tapings in a row. Jeez.
what are they going to do? Based off their live episodes?
Well, no, I'm not saying, I don't want to talk about the live episodes, please. But, I'm just saying, like, maybe you do a taping a week or something like that, instead of, like, 3 in a row. Because I hear this, like, month laid out storyline, and it's gonna all lead to your next lame pay-per-view that has some weird gimmick. Yeah, not interested. I'm sorry. Even, no matter what, it's like reading a terrible script for a movie or something.
The problem with that, though, is it costs too much to have people fly out that often.
Yeah, but, I mean, what are they honestly doing? What is Mr. Anderson doing when he's not at TNA?
Taking independent bookings.
Killing things.
Who is booking this man?
Being an asshole.
Oh, you hit the nail on the
damn
head
it,
there.
no, he's not an asshole, because that's his fucking catchphrase.
All right,
Munch.
moving on.
Yeah.
You get the flashback. That's what I'm going to call these things from now on. Of Kurt Angle earning his title shot at Sting at Hardcore Justice. They're still calling it Hardcore Justice.
Well, they couldn't think of another name to call it.
I mean,
why not just change it back to Hard Justice?
Because they're going to hire a bunch of people from WWE, ECW that got released and call it.
I don't think they're going to
2.0.
do that again. They're pretty slick set on not doing that again.
Arrow, that was a joke.
Oh, well, sorry, I didn't know.
Here's my guess. At Hardcore Justice, they're going to announce the EV 2.0 DVD.
Wow, okay, so we make an Immortal DVD before we make an EV 2.0 one? I mean, I think EV 2.0 actually lasted longer than Immortal has so far, so who do you actually think deserves the thing? Considering Immortal was also, like, bogged down with the Jeff Hardy scandal, or, I don't know if you want to call it scandal, but, like, disaster. I mean, they have to put that on the DVD, right? I mean, what else can you talk about? You got, like, 5 matches.
I believe our correspondent Backlash talked about how that whole thing was the last chapter of the DVD. We're going to have to get back to him on finding out what they talked about during that.
We have correspondence?
Of course
Yeah,
we have co-host.
He's a field reporter.
We're called host.
The fuck is this, The Daily Show?
Now it is. Senior correspondent.
God damn it, I'm trying to bring some freaking class to this, and you're killing it!
I got up and excused myself to take a shit twice in this recording. You're talking about class?
He has a point.
Yeah,
Twice, dude?
very
Seriously?
In 1 hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, you should get your prostate checked.
Oh, I'm good. It's just a lot of fiber.
If you say so.
They had a sale on Raisin Bran.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways.
Got 4 boxes sitting over there. It's delicious.
This is going to be one of those shows.
You don't want a banana muffin?
After we get the flashback of Sting and Kurt, we get to look at the stats for the Bound for Glory series with Crimson at the top and Joe and the Pope at the bottom with 0.
Aww. Well, we do have to take into consideration that all of Devon's points have basically come from Pope sacrificing himself. And something tells me that this angle is probably being explored on Explosion, but nobody's watching.
Well, there's been like 3 angles that have come from they decided to make Explosion really fucking important all of a sudden when nobody in North America gets Explosion.
Isn't that also available online?
Sure. I have never seen an episode of Explosion.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Maybe they were just talking about downloading it.
I'm sure it is available somewhere online, like YouTube or something, but...
Okay. But not officially.
Right, okay. I was just curious.
DarkMatch does not condone illegal downloading.
Yeah,
Nor do we condone streaming, despite the fact that's how Most people make money off
Shush.
TNA now.
Shush.
Most people make money off of TNA.
How do you make more money? Never mind. Moving on.
Magnets.
Anyways, Bully Ray is playing Angry Birds.
Angry Birds. He still has not beat Angry Birds.
That's Bully Ray for you. And he's being He's being asked about Crimson. Ray says that he will impose his will on Crimson and get those 7 points. Guys, have we forgotten that submissions are worth 10? Why are people not going? Why is Joe never going for a submission in his matches? Oh wait,
Joe
we're gonna
is.
find out.
We'll get to that.
Ja.
Anyways, he talks about how he's going to be fighting AJ, and then he reminds of how he kicked his ass in the Last Man Standing match. You didn't kick his ass. You just fucking got lucky because the ref decided that your stumbling on your knee counted as up, and AJ stumbling on his knee didn't.
Russo.
I'm so glad I can just sit back and let Revolver Man take the wheel on this episode.
Old man take the wheel. What?
It struck a nerve with me, guys. It struck a nerve.
Please continue. I'm amused.
Anyways, match number 2. Second match.
Whoa. Going back to that promo. Bully Ray finished the promo going, okie dokie? Yeah, I said okie dokie. You know why? And then he, didn't have a good reason, so he just goes, 'cause I can! And just storms off.
That is a great reason.
Oh, Bully Ray.
Like, he's trying to sound hardcore enough to be able to say okie dokie and sound manly, but it's just... You're trying too hard if you have to justify it instead of just being that okie dokie.
Andy Griffith was more hardcore than Bully Ray.
Dude, I mean, seriously, if you're hardcore enough to say something like that, you don't need to justify it. You just say it. But
anyways,
this is the same guy that drinks beer, drinks whiskey, chases women, and rocks out.
Quote unquote, rocks out. Under his activities page on the TNA profile page, hobbies include rocking out.
Brunette walks on the beach.
Oh, that's probably Joe at this point. But
Angry
anyway,
hanging out at the Holiday Inn.
Playing Angry Birds.
Second match of the night, people. Second match of the night. Another Bound for Glory series match.
We're over halfway into this show.
Bully Ray versus Crimson.
And this will go well.
And what can only be described as what appears to be two fat men, despite the fact that Crimson's jacked beyond belief, stumble about 3 minutes before Crimson finally hits his Red Sky, which I guess is the name of his finisher now, and gets the 3 count, giving him the 7 points, moving him up to 38, giving him a commanding lead on the Bound for Glory series matches.
It's like watching Peter Griffin and a non-paralyzed Joe Swanson stumble around the ring trying to fight over who gets to fuck the microwave bagel.
I don't even think they're that dumb.
That was not Joe Swanson. That was Quagmire.
I know, but he's a little bit skinny for Crimson.
That's true, actually.
Ooh!
All right.
And
No,
we've all done Family Guy impersonations, even though that show sucks.
Anyways, so we cut to commercial after this match. As we get back, Eric Bischoff is on the phone with the network. Well, he's been trying to get on the phone with the network. Hasn't had much.
Should just talk to Sting.
How freaking insane it is to have Sting be the network representative. And he tells his assistant to get the network on the phone or she's going to be fired. Yeah, great, Bischoff.
I bet she's worried.
Really, I'm going to get fired from the shitty-ass job? Oh, the horror.
If I go to the Sunglasses Hut, I'm going to get double pay.
And commission.
Exactly. Well, Madison
they do get commission. Man, Velvet was getting paid.
Just
Yeah,
let
I mean,
me keep the title belt behind.
Actually, no, she wouldn't have gotten paid late and no checks would have bounced.
Anyway, so Madison Rain is walking backstage and how she's going to sit at ringside in order to deal with Tara. Then Sting shows up and stops Madison and scares her away with his cage of unknowingness.
Oh my god, the cage, I'm so scared.
And Madison Rayne, straight from the 1950s, once again I'm referencing the 1950s, runs away screaming at the top of her lungs like she saw a mouse. Even though it was just Sting being really fucking goofy.
Goofy. It was like a conniption.
After that, we get flashbacks of Tara and Miss Tessmacher's knockout title win last week. And that segues...
He's the creeper from Freakazoid.
Excuse me.
If you don't know it, look it up.
YouTube that son of a bitch. Match number 3. Third match tonight. Winter with Angelina Love, which we still don't know what the hell is going on with her, versus Tara with Miss Tessmacher. And the match starts immediately with the ref kicking Tessmacher and Angelina to the back.
Just to qualify Revolver Man's statement, it's not so much that we don't know what's going on with Angelina Love because they try to explain it. It's that we don't care to know anymore.
That's a very important distinction to make.
That's true.
She was being manipulated and being confused. At another point, she was being drugged. Now she's willfully working with this person that tried to drug and rape her.
Because they're soulmates.
Stockholm Syndrome. No,
you don't know.
God.
I just want to know Winter's storyline in all this.
And they just dropped the whole drug angle. They don't even mention it anymore. Like, there's no...
Perhaps Winter is just such a good lay, Angelina Love just wants to stick around with her.
Whoa, no, this isn't anything romantic. This is just destiny. It's my destiny.
Destiny.
You know what?
Anyway.
How many of us would turn Winter away if she showed up on our doorstep saying it's destiny?
Well, it depends on what outfit she's wearing.
Any outfit.
Serious question. I don't know. Maybe. Kaylee Burchill kind of creeps me out a little bit when she's in character.
And Winter does.
Same
That's
thing.
what it means, Tiefus.
Yeah.
As long as she doesn't bring her brother with her, I'm okay with it.
No. He gets to sit there and watch.
Yarr!
He's jerking off in the corner, you know.
Yo-ho! Shiver me timber.
He's actually looking at you in the eye the whole time. This is what we talk about instead of reviewing the show.
I'm 18.
Anyways,
if anybody is still listening at this point, and I have to believe you're doing this for masochistic purposes. Masochistic, whatever.
Caustic?
Fucking Canadians.
Seriously? That's how you say it? Jeez, that's like British people saying fizzy drinks instead of soda.
They say soft drinks, Arrow.
I prefer
How
my
would you
way.
know? You're in Canada.
The call
Anyways.
Don't you say pop up there?
Gay.
Anyways.
Okay, we're getting the wrap it up signal, so let's move on. This is not a bad match. I mean, Tara and Winter both know what they're doing, but they don't give them any time to do anything.
Too much time.
La 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 la.
Let's talk
Anyway,
about Velvet Sky. She's way more interesting.
Anyway, so to speed this forward, because we're really going on a little long on this show, Tara's is setting up for the Widow's Peak, but Winter's able to throw her into the corner, and she hits the big boot, and Winter goes for the Urarang, I believe that's what it's called. And then she hits Tara low with a spinning Urarang backbreaker for the 3 count. Uranagi.
Wow.
Is that another British pronunciation?
Hey-oh.
You want to do the rest of this, Tiefus? I can go and sit on the shitter for the rest of the show.
Looks like the Dark Match is going to need to go into some counseling.
We talk about shit way too much on this show.
Well, we are talking about TNA.
Yeah, but we're talking about our own shit.
Well, actually, we're talking about yours and his.
I'd say it's starting to bleed over, but I don't want to use that
Okay.
term in reference to my own shit.
Moving on. Revolver Man, moving on.
Wait, why the fuck did you single me out?
No,
You just brought it up again.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so
All right, I'll make this point about the whole Knockouts division as a whole. It seems like everyone's paired off with their bestie, and then every 3 months the Mad Hatter from Creative walks in, Vince Russo, and yells, "Change places!" And everyone just gets up and runs around and grabs a new bestie for the next 3 months.
that is one of the most apt observations I've ever seen, Tifus.
That actually sounds about right.
It really does.
Anyway, so after the match,
the next pairing is going to be Jacqueline and Tess Moffat.
Madison? Oh, there we go.
Ebony and Ivory.
No, they're going to call
You can't
them
sing that song. You're not half white.
Oh my god.
They're going to be called Bacardi and Cola.
They get the job done.
Anyway,
Yeah, I
so
remember
after
those commercials.
that, we get the flashback of Brian Kendrick taking out Abyss with thanks to the entire X Division, which really questions how Abyss is going to do when he's got like 8 people gunning for him to become the X Division champion. And after we come back from commercial, match number 4, Abyss versus Brian Kendrick in an Ultimate X match for the X Division title.
Good finish.
Anyways, since I'm really getting tired of talking about these matches, I'm just going to fast forward through this, and unless somebody else wants to do it for me.
I'll do it. And once again, leaving off from the match that was pay-per-view quality and should have been on the last pay-per-view they had just 6 days ago.
Yep.
With a finish that would have been awesome to see on a pay-per-view that we got for free on TV, which makes no fucking business sense whatsoever, regardless of what your goddamn excuse is. We got Velvet Sky walking in the back with Tracy Brooks. And
Well, wait, let's Brian Kendrick won that match. Let's say at least that.
Who fucking cares?
Hey, if anybody's listening, they obviously care.
Yeah, Brian Kendrick won the goddamn match. He jumped up on Abyss's shoulders and grabbed the thing.
Well, he was
Whoa. That's not exactly how it happened. First, we had to go through all the junk where we learn Abyss is afraid of heights, and then Abyss, instead of trying to climb up and get the X, he tries to tear the structure down, and that didn't work. And then he basically beats up Kendrick, and then he goes to the choke slam, and then Kendrick gets up and gets the X and gets to the ground. That was the finish.
He leaps onto Abyss's shoulders and grabs the X thing, which is a pretty creative finish.
Our X Division champion won basically because he was getting his ass kicked.
Okay, how about this? The only problem with this is, what is Abyss's incentive to continue? 1, afraid of heights. He's obviously not going to face that fear, go up there and get the X. 2, he can't bring the X down to him. He cannot possibly win the match. What is his incentive to even stay there?
Cripple Brian Kendrick and wait for someone to bring him a ladder.
Why couldn't he get his own ladder?
That's a good question.
There you go, that works too.
It's the rules of an X Division match to use a ladder.
Robbie E grabbed a ladder in that X Division match a few months back.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yes. That is
it's only illegal if they remind you that it's illegal.
Exactly.
Sounds about right to me.
And we have to say something else, as Backlash pointed out. At least they didn't fuck up the spot like they did with Jeff Hardy versus Ken Anderson in that ladder match at freaking Sacrifice.
That's true.
Yeah. Ew.
If we go at least, if we talk about how at least they didn't do something all the time,
we're going to be here for even more time.
Well, anyway, let's get back to the show.
Yeah.
Okay, winner Brian Kendrick.
We're on
and
the
still our
topic
X
of the
Division.
show. What are you talking
Anyway, Now to my girl, Velvet Sky. Oh my god. Is walking in the back with Tracy Brooks. Velvet wants to know why Tracy wants ODB and Jackie back, but Tracy tells Velvet to trust her. Always a great reason.
Yes.
Well, you know, I mean, this is the show that on a pay-per-view we watched Tommy Dreamer and Rob Van Dam have a match, and where Tommy Dreamer broke his wrist. But since Tommy won the match, RVD knew he could trust Tommy.
Whenever Russo is writing and someone says, trust me, you know there's not going to be any hijinks ensuing.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we are back, and Eric Young is on his continuing quest to find a television star to wrestle for the TV title.
Yeah, so he is talking with David Hasselhoff's agent, and he's trying to get his brand name out. What the fuck are you goddamn doing, Eric Young?
Genius.
Whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, apparently. Might as well have Viva La Bam in TNA.
No, we don't talk about that. I hate that stuff.
He's pretty much arguing with the agent about whether or not to wear wrestling gear. And it results...
Eric Young does not give a frack anymore.
No, he doesn't. And I think it's glorious. It really is glorious. As much as, even though I just said, what the fuck, Eric Young, it's a different what the fuck than with the rest of the show. It's like...
Yeah.
It's what the fuck, why aren't the rest of you acting like Eric Young?
This is exactly how CM Punk would be acting if he was in TNA.
Speaking of CM Punk, TNA recently did something with CM
I was going to tell you about this earlier, but go ahead, run with it.
You can go ahead.
All right. Well, anyway, since CM Punk was in TNA from about 2003 to 2004, and they recognize that he's the hottest commodity in professional wrestling right now, they are finally releasing the best of CM Punk on demand on their on-demand service.
Didn't he only have like 3.5 matches?
He was there for I think he had I don't know, they're probably scrambling just for footage of him. He only had, he had, 10 max, less than a handful.
The only thing I remember about CM Punk in TNA is that he got into a fight at the cafeteria with Teddy Hart.
Yeah, hard to believe, right?
Yeah.
Teddy Hart, of all people.
Yeah,
who saw that coming? The Hart family? No, they're upstanding.
Anyway, so yes. TNA is now trying to sell everything they possibly can with CM Punk involved. And as it's been said before, especially on the Spoonie forums, that at least it's not some kind of Russo half-baked rip-off script that they're trying to push.
Yeah, they're going to go all Chikara and bring out CP Monk. Funny.
Oh, fuck, that get me to buy a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'd totally pay for that pay-per-view.
I'd buy that fucking pay-per-view in a heartbeat. I'm not gonna lie.
Anyway, we get back to Tracy and Velvet, and they're standing in the ring, and in what appears to be an anal sex joke,
Huzzah!
Tracy says to ODB and Jackie, "I know you like to party through the back door, but you're invited. You like to crash the party through the back door, but you're invited to come to the ring." So,
two people
are
not signed
at all signed to contracts at all with the company for the purpose of the storyline. They come out from the backstage area to the ring.
Ever since Gunner and Murphy became wrestlers rather than security guards, TNA security has just fallen apart.
Except for all those times people actually got arrested for breaking the law.
Like last week.
Yeah.
Well, we can't remember. Shit, that happened last week. That doesn't count.
You know what's funny?
It's the rule of 7. In TNA, if it's over 7 minutes old, it didn't happen.
Right, okay. And you know what's funny? For the people who go to these shows live, and the thing is, the people who attend the show live, when they hear about the shows or whatever, they, go consecutively. So these people are watching the day, on Tuesday or whatever, they see these chicks get arrested. Wednesday, they're back.
The justice system moves swiftly in TNA land.
In Florida.
They made bail. It's little people's They vote their short on time. They have to
for their
rush.
bail, Vince Russo.
Yeah,
And your bail has been paid by Panda Interviews.
You let me make my damn joke?
No.
Fuck!
Go take a dump.
No, it's little people who score if they're short on time, so they have to rush the proceedings.
Really?
Oh, it was worth it. Come on.
Anyways, after ODB and Jackie come out, they talk about how they only got fired when Sky started rubbing her ass cheeks between the ropes, and then Sky says that when she was a kid, she was always being bullied, and that she made a promise to herself to never be bullied again, and that meant acting like a whore, I guess.
The Mean Streets of Greenwich card.
No, the Mean Street. No, let's give credit where credit is due. She said Hartford.
Oh, yeah, because that's so much worse.
Yeah, because when I think tough, rough
Vince McMahon's
stuff,
neighbor.
I think Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just Connecticut. You really don't need to say the city.
Yeah. The suburb, Greenwich, is that one little corner.
Or they could just usually refer to it as what they always used to refer to as just New York.
New York. Oh, God.
Anyways.
My life is so terrible in upstate New England.
Velvet finishes this off by saying that she's going to fight every week and she isn't going to be anybody's punching bag anymore.
Woo!
Yeah, I like
commercial.
this attitude the first time I saw Blonde express it in Scrubs.
Is Velvet Sky even blonde anymore?
Well,
Where's Black Scrubs?
What?
Family Guy joke.
Anyways.
So we go back after the commercial, after that little temper tantrum, basically. Fortune's in the back, and they're talking about how they're going to protect this match, and Mortal's not going to get involved while they're around. And Frankie suggests that if they happen to injure one of them before the match, it wouldn't be so bad. Faces!
Wait, hold isn't like every single member of Immortal injured? I mean, not Immortal, Fortune. It sounds like they go through like an injury angle with one of these guys every single month. I mean, there was AJ through the table with Bully Ray, and then wasn't Kazarian injured for some reason for like a week or something, and then there was Bobby Roode, who was just now, I don't even know what's going on with him anymore. Like he's all of a sudden back after they couldn't or after they got the gun money or whatever the hell they called them. Forgetting that James Storm is the beer half of beer money, but whatever.
Well, gun money. Oh, yeah, you're right. So beer guns? Wouldn't that?
Or how about motor beer? I don't know.
Okay, guys.
I don't know. Motor City beer, whatever.
Go, come on.
All right. So Daniels asks AJ what he thinks about what he brought up, the idea that Frankie suggested. Sorry about that. I'm getting a little dry mouth. But he's interrupted by Sting, and then he asks if he's going to keep Fortune's going to keep the bad guys out of the cage. AJ asks Sting what's in the cage, and Sting's like, "How do you know it was a cage?" And then he quickly changes the subject, saying that it's going to be for Eric Bischoff, and he's going to give it to him right now. So, match number 5 of the night. Ken Anderson versus Kurt Angle in the steel cage match. We see Fortune filing out, making their way to the ring to prevent any interference of Immortal. Then we crash back to Eric's office, and Eric says that... wait, what the fuck?
Huh?
Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. I apologize. Anyways, Bischoff says that he's doing great, and he says he'd only feel better that if he wasn't being treated like garbage by the network that they're working with. Eric then wants to know why they aren't dealing with them and what they are going to do for them. He says that Sting is their big problem. Eric wants to know what they mean by they haven't talked to Sting in weeks. Eric is at a loss for words when Sting enters the office with a present. Sting then reveals that he is in fact not the network executive and has apparently just been making matches because nobody asks questions in TNA.
Well, he's at the point there.
What kind of a jackass has someone you hate walk in and just verbally declare themselves in charge, and you just accept it without any writing or, any word from anyone else that would actually be able to confirm this?
TNA.
Like, has he always been doing this? Has every time Sting's talked about the network, has it just been him saying it?
It just reminds me of that bad police joke where, like, one police unit level gets onto a crime scene and starts taking charge of it. The next level goes, who's in charge here? I am. Not anymore, you're not. FBI is here. Who's in charge? I am. No, you're not. CIA is here. And so on and so forth.
So on and so on and so forth.
It's just... There's nobody check. You're going to sit there and talk for 2 fucking hours on a tape show. You couldn't get a hold of anyone?
You couldn't be like, I'm not sure if this is true or not. I should probably double check this bullshit.
And what's going to happen?
Email or something. Jesus.
Or how about this? What if he just says, no, we're going to ignore you, Sting? What's the fucking network going to do?
Shut them down.
You think the network executive would show up without any documentation to prove he is?
I mean, Mick Foley showed up with a letter. Sting didn't.
And that's the thing. If he did show up with a letter, that's forgery. Have him arrested.
But he didn't.
The network would have him arrested.
Would they?
But wait, he didn't?
They said this is for the best of the product.
So... TNA.
Anyway, so after that revelation, which, by the way, they keep Fortune out there because even though it's been revealed that Sting was lying, they keep his match intact.
The mystery occupant of the page with the curtain over it is a little, like, crow magpie thing with white body, black head, and black wings.
Crow Magnum?
Crow or magpie or something. But he let it out, flew to the top of Eric Bischoff's monitor, and just sat there cawing.
Eric Bischoff acts like it's like going to eat his soul, while this bird, crow, magpie thing couldn't care less. It's just kind of wandering about.
It's Papa Shango.
It's not even wandering. He's just chilling on the top of his Apple monitor. It's just going. Rah,
yes.
rah!
It's a bodyguard. It's Sting's bodyguard.
And honestly, I thought that was
his enforcer.
I thought that was the coolest part of the show is just this bird sitting there going, just interrupting everyone, just yelling, Rah! The entire time.
Who would love to see Eric Bischoff's office next week? The bird is still there, just flying about, interrupting everybody it can.
There's a big pile of bird shit on his keyboard.
Oh, great. Now I have to pay $400 to get my keyboard replaced. Damn you, Apple.
Anyway, so this is a pretty standard Kurt Angle steel cage match. They hit all the spots you'd be expecting. The real fucked up moment doesn't happen until the end. First of all of Immortal comes rushing out. Who's also with Immortal? Mexican-American!
Oh, that scene is amazing.
Fuck.
Because, who Mexican-American will be fighting for? The white dude's in charge!
Well, that's Mexican America in a nutshell?
No. Just no.
It's
So
fine.
after we get that, Ray is waiting against the cage as the Fortune Immortal Brawl rages on. He grabs Angle through the camera hole, and then Anderson attacks Angle while he's being held by Bully Ray. Anderson tells Ray to give him the steel chair, and then the door is also open, by the way, because
Yay.
Ray can't climb that shit.
So is this still escape rules or what?
Who fucking knows?
I mean, what are the lumberjacks for? Usually to keep the people in, as opposed to keep others out. But obviously in TNA.
TNA doesn't fucking know. Anyways.
Reverse lumberjacks.
Completely irrelevant because there's a brawl going on and shit's happening.
So,
And the lumberjacks
Bully Ray grabs the chair for Anderson, and then he hands it to Anderson, but he won't let go of the chair. So for about 2 minutes, freaking Anderson is trying to get a chair from Ray, Bully Ray. Bully Ray is making basically
2 minutes on an edited, taped show.
Bully Ray's making basically pig noises at him, as far as I can tell. Then Angle gets up, Angle slams him, gets the 3, and wins the match.
Also,
they're already kicking Ken Anderson out of Immortal.
Well, also,
we're back to where we were 3 weeks ago? I don't know, what the fuck?
Okay, just think about this. Sting, before the match, reveals that he's just been making stuff up. Why even go through with this match, then?
That's what I was saying earlier, like, it's finally been revealed that Sting doesn't have any power, but we're still going to go through with his match changes? Can't they say that because the fucking X Division match wasn't official, they can hold up the title now and never give it back to the X Division? Oh, fuck, that's logic!
Yeah, see, making sense is secondary to shit happening in TNA. Apparently, you don't need to make sense as long as you have shit happening. No one's intelligent enough to care about making sense with the shit that is happening.
What makes sense when you can just piss us all off?
That's exactly what Dixie thinks. It doesn't have to make sense, because apparently wrestling means Twin Peaks.
It doesn't matter.
You know, at least in WWE, they fucking acknowledge that Triple H has a stake in the company beyond just being a wrestler. He hasn't like a stock or something that allows him to be on the board. You know?
Yeah, but then we'll save this for the
save that for the next episode. But
this has been the Dark Match for TNA for this week in July.
We gotta.
I'm the fan.
No, don't you get ahead of yourself there. Gotta play what gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
You really want to keep this going?
Yes! It is the only
bit.
But otherwise
it's
terrible.
It's the only fucking bit we have. It's one of 2 bits we have.
Don't we have 3 if we count?
Don't we have 4?
Shut up. That's not the point.
No, you guys are mistaking the shape of my haircut.
What gets more screen time than Jay Lethal? I'm going to reverse this and say what gets less screen time than Jay Lethal was Ken Anderson's time in Immortal.
Wow.
What gets more screen time than Jay Lethal? Bird cages get more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Damn it, you took mine.
Should have jumped the gun.
Robin Williams.
Okay.
No, that's not much.
More screen time than Jay Lethal this week. I got more screen time than Jay Lethal.
If you say it 3 times fast, Beetlejuice appears.
Blue Headband's got more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Hey, Grace, so now we're waiting on me. Shit.
ODB. People without a contract got more screen time.
No. See, that's too easy. Gotta go for something a little bit more derivative than that.
Come on, mine was the most obvious one.
Exactly.
And yet you wanted to use it.
No, I said it was too easy. Shut up, Errol. You're breaking my concentration.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's being recorded.
Okay. Anti-establishment stables working for the establishment get more screen time than All right.
What's Mexican American with your Canadians and people not born in Mexico?
And facial paralysis.
Delusional Moonmen champions defending their titles in gimmick matches for the pay-per-view that just passed last Sunday. Get more
Lots of things got more screen time than Jay Lethal, not least of this show. This has been the DarkMatch. I'm the Revolver Man.
I'm Arrow, and I don't want to be alive anymore.
That was dark.
Sad.
Yeah. This show just drained me of all life.
Yeah, man, have some Raisin Bran, you'll feel better.
I'm no Leaf Clover, and I'm kind of sick of shit jokes.
But JBL is poopy. You knew it was
so is
coming.
John Cena.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, Tifa didn't say bye.
Yeah, I'm Tifus. That's it for me and my shit jokes. Good night, and good luck.
You should have the thing about the shit right.
It's Friday. Gotta get done on Friday.